Yo, hello? Okay, yo, early commerce chat, you guys, yo, listen. You guys need to remember, chat, I have water boiling downstairs, okay? I have to pick it up in like 1 or 2 minutes. I have to, yeah. Chat, yeah, you guys have to remind me. Otherwise I'm gonna forget. It's water boiling downstairs. Alright. No, I'm not alright. I have no food, motherfucker!
XQC.
Dude, I have no food.
XQCL.
I have literally nothing. All we have left is 1 cup ramen, fucking fruit by the foot, old chips that are like going bad. And we can't order food. There's no ordering. The apps are literally disabled. They're literally disabled the option to get food delivered. And even if I could, I wouldn't. That's just rude to people that are driving. No, Uber Eats is disabled. Literally, it literally is disabled. Unless I'm crazy.
6 stream yesterday. EU Times Incorporated. XQCL. XQC.
Yeah, it's still disabled. Uber Eats is offline in your area until the conditions improve. No! You can't, you guys, you can't go shopping outside either. Dude, the people are stacked in lines of like fucking hours to get food. Dude. But I'm starting, dude, and I didn't eat anything. That's why I'm cooking water downstairs.
6 months.
Well, I can't just make it. Go! Oh, dude, fuck. Okay, how do I explain this, okay? Pantry empty.
Pagman.
Nothing in the fridge. No food. No delivery. There's literally nothing I can do. The best I can do is to go to Chance's house because they stack decently, man. Good amount.
Can I get a welcome to the jungle? Smile.
That's it. That's about it. I'm not kidding.
Can I get a welcome to the jungle?
Oh, what happened? It's just you know, Mincy weren't doing the groceries very often.
You have a good Steam XQCL.
And then the fucking storm hit, so then we have nothing. Well, Austin is, I mean, Texas overall is literally a joke. Well,
2 months.
I live in Quebec, right? And I'm pretty sure that our electricity is government issued, right? Hydro Quebec, sort of. So it's like a government entity type of thing. Here, it's like some fucking private third party, whatever the fuck.
Did you hear about Ride-on? Ride on this stick.
And here it's just weird.
Motherfucker said he's cooking water.
Yeah, it's good. Oh, I have to pick it up. It's a little bit of a scuff chat.
Smile.
Today we're gonna achieve great things though. Today is the day. Yeah, well, I'm confused. I wish you could understand how that works though. To me, this is so complicated. How is it that fucking a bunch of random energy companies are tweeting out what's going on with like the state energy? It's just weird. Like, it just looks so counterintuitive. Like, yo, the whole state needs energy. How is it like some third party, like, dude, their logo is fucking pixelized. Like, what the fuck is that? Dude. I'm so confused.
Love you, man. Man. I love you, man. Can I get a man? No? Okay, man. Frick you, man.
We're rich people. Dude. Here it's random. Energy goes on and off for random times. It's the dude, I only went live because we had power for like 3 hours. I went at Chance's house. We did a little bit of I did a little bit of karting. I drove some cart in the snow. Did some drifts. About it. I was like, dude, just power still on. Let's fucking get it. You know, let's go stream, dude. Okay.
You know it's real in Texas XQC
Also,
/chat. Crazy ass was not
IRL backpacks. I have one, but they canceled the data on it. So I asked Twitch to have another one, and a lot of people have their backpacks powered off for some reason. So I don't know what's happening with that either. But yesterday I took the time just to talk a lot of people off stream, so to get a cloud stream going and a more IRL backpack stuff.
Hey, X,
they're gonna hook me up. It's gonna take a little time.
I was gonna have to be YouTube frog.
Dude, my lips are crispy. Okay, chat, guys. I'm gonna run downstairs. There's water boiling, okay? Because that's all I get. Chat, give me 10 seconds. Be right back. Hold up.
Lost to Snowkek VVXQC. Great job in the chess tourney. I believe you're gonna win it all, XQCL. What's the plan for today, Mr. X? 4 months XQCL. Hi Pagman. XQCL.
Okay, I'm here. Okay, let's get it, boys. Sorry about that, chat. I actually done this off stream, but dude, listen, the power's so GG that, you know, I could save a little bit of time. Oh, wait, where's the camera on this? Wait, where's my full camera? I don't see it.
XQCL.
Hold up, ready? I'm gonna fix it. Hold up. Did I catch the device? Add source, yes. Brio.
Seriously love you all. This one
it's not
has
working.
been modified
well,
by
no full cam, I guess.
ARP,
okay.
So stay safe no matter where you are. XQCL love you all seriously. 18 months, much love, hope you'll be fine.
Okay, I think one of the water heaters is busted.
Little nightmares too.
Fuck. I don't talk about fucking the plumbing problems because people are gonna give advice or whatever and whatnot, and then we're all gonna go mauled. Okay, chat, you guys. Since the streams have been so sporadic lately, chat, there's a bunch of stuff we haven't seen, which is kind of cool. No, it's just that it's gonna be like an advice stream. It's gonna be kind of weird. Oh, there's a new internet story. And it's really long, 45 minutes. Holy shit.
Timed out. Why?
Chat, look at it.
This sucks, man.
Look at this. Is this not Pac-Man?
This will explain the things about the energy, I hope. Much love, Juicer. Do you recognize my name? Smile. Long time viewer.
What is this?
Finally
Show me.
Being cheap. Smile.
Well, when was I cheap? What happened? I got the food from downstairs. One of my last ramens. No, I didn't look at Nintendo. I saw this some weird stuff.
Is overrated.
Okay, guys, it's time to boot it up, boys. Chat, I hope everybody's doing good at home, and I hope people that are in Texas are staying safe. Big pog. And everybody is gonna do good. Okay, let's get it. Scoot.
XQCL.
Yeah, guys, we always watch the internet historians are really good videos. This one's really long though. We could watch it though. I actually love these videos. They're really good.
There's a new internet historian video. It's good. You should watch it. I'm using my monthly message to bring chat good react content. Smile any smile us. Also, Felix, are you going to add the new Zulu? Wow, smile, I'm Belgian.
Okay. What is this?
27 months, love you, XQCL.
I realized I saw the world differently than everyone else.
Ooh, Emma Stone, pog.
Ice baby.
That didn't sit well with some people. But I wasn't for everyone.
Love your streams,
I guess
XQCL.
they were always scared that I'd be A psycho.
Texas refuses to regulate their energy sector, so it's a free fall.
But a new day brings new opportunities. And I was ready to make a statement.
Monthly emote spam chat, everyone
How does the
participates.
saying go?
Nam white people happy for Jebated mod check like as month as Pepe has kept pains
I
to cheat.
am woman. Hear me roar.
Why is this a show? I don't get it.
I'm just getting started, darling.
The movie?
The thing is, I was born brilliant. Born bad.
Chat, I'll be honest. Chat, I'll be honest, chat, I've been very disappointed with Disney lately. I wonder how the vast majority of the public is responding to those like new stuff and new thing they're doing. But in my personal experience, maybe I'm too edgy or whatever these days, but I'm actually super disappointed in their stuff. You don't care? Well, I don't care either. Stuff like you know this. I guess I know maybe I'm overanalyzing it. See this? They try to portray scuffed and like a bro crackhead looking thing, right? But it just doesn't feel right. It feels like a fake scuffed. It just feels too. It's still too nice. There's like a nice aspect to it. It feels still kind of polished, or it's just weird. Do you guys not see it? And they did the same thing with Star Wars, which I hated. I hate this like fake scuffed or whatever. When it comes to like the stuff in the sand and the brushed rug, it's just like, come on, man, what the fuck is this? You try to make it look too nice to be Disney, and I think that's one of their biggest downfall points. But whatever. It's like scuffed for kids, but it's like, dude, that doesn't work. That doesn't make sense. Okay. What else? What else is happening? Oh, what is that? Damn, dude, this is sick. If there's bricks that fly into the other buildings, they have to pay repairs and whatnot. Dude, look at this. That's pretty cool. I can't eat my noodles, it's too hot. I'm gonna burn my tongue, man. That was pretty cool. Okay, next. What is happening in the world, boys? Yeah, you guys, today was Nintendo Direct. Is there a short version of it so I can watch it? Yeah, we kind of missed it a little bit. I didn't want to go live because the power just went on. It was bad. No shot. Okay, well now I don't feel bad for missing it, but still, I would have wanted to watch it.
Another stream where you will blame your PC and Java being bugged poggers. Hi.
Okay, that's about it. Mario Golf, Mario Golf.
Yo. XQC
Really?
The fairway is open once again. Tee off in the latest installment of the Mario Golf series, coming to
That looks kind of
Nintendo
decent.
Switch. Study the wind and terrain. Take your time to think things through. Then swing. Enjoy golfing with familiar Mushroom
Hey
Kingdom
XQC,
characters.
me
on
and
courses
my friend
filled
have been
with
hanging
lush,
out for the
natural
past
scenery.
months and I've started to like her a lot. Should I ask
Use
her
features
out?
on the greens,
I'm just
like a
worried
shot
your
gauge,
mother will
to
feel
see how your
lonely when I
shot will
leave her.
curve due to slopes.
Shut up,
And a
dumbass.
scan that lets you examine a course's terrain.
Guys,
These features can help you ace your shots. In addition to button controls, you can also use motion controls by holding a Joy-Con controller like a golf club. Gently swing the controller to have your character swing in the game, letting you easily enjoy
This could be
the
decent.
sensation of golfing.
It depends on what type of concept they did for like
On top
to
of all
refresh a
that,
franchise.
there are several modes with new elements that truly bring the heat to Mario Golf, including this one, Speed Golf. Here, it's always your turn. Everyone tees off at the same time, then you'll race through the course to reach your ball. Give it another whack to get it closer to the hole, then keep going. Outpace your opponents to come out on top. These skills aren't the only things at play. Make use of dashes and special shots to beat the competition. Oh,
Okay,
did we mention story mode?
guys, this doesn't look very good.
You'll start out as a rookie and develop your golfing skills while interacting with various Mushroom Kingdom characters. Level up with experience
Sorry.
points earned during matches. Then, allocate points to different stats, allowing you to develop your character
It's too
however
hot,
you
man.
like. You can also use your Mii in versus play. Put your golfing skills to the
Okay, Chad, this. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll probably buy it when it comes out to just try it. But dude, that's not too crazy.
Keep the juice going, XQCL.
Yeah, I have to put the ramen aside. It's too hot, dude. I'm gonna burn myself.
WTF.
Yeah, Chad, we might watch the whole thing. We might. This looks pretty good though. It looks pretty good.
Ice, as this couple is about to find
Oh
out.
damn, dude!
Yikes.
Holy
that's gotta
shit!
hurt. Louise Pewitt goes down hard. Her fiance Jake is next to go.
I guess what was going through my mind was, I'm going to save her. As soon as I
missed
took
you,
that step
Juicer.
towards her and go right down with her.
There was no snow yesterday. It was just ice. So it's perfectly clear,
11
which I think
months.
was just the
They
deceiving
say
part of
babies
it.
should be offered
The
16
fall
to
outside their
24
home in
ounces of breast
Nashville
milk
was
per day at
amusing.
11
We're
months.
bruised up.
Okay,
He's
you'll
got
get
a
your milk
nice-
later,
Yeah,
man.
I've got a nice tailbone bruise, shoulder, elbow.
My hands are bruised, and then my ankle's bruised. So the bruising's pretty bad.
Why is this news?
As
Because,
the
man.
massive storms move into the Northeast, AAA's Robert Sinclair has some valuable tips about driving on slick black ice.
You can't see the black ice. The roads may look clear, but there's black ice lurking.
There's a tip for black ice. If you're driving along, the pavement looks wet, look at the tires of the vehicle in front of you. If there's spray coming off those tires, it's water. You should be okay. If there's no spray coming off and that pavement looks wet, that's ice.
You hit some ice, and you're sliding around. What do you do as
Jeez.
a driver?
You want to look and steer in the direction that you want to go in. You're going around a turn on a ramp or something and you start to lose control, don't look at the wall
Chat.
because we go.
Last night, chat, they were turning the power on and off every 30 minutes, dude. Dude, you would have to explain to me what that even achieves. I have to be, guys, I have to be honest, I don't get it.
It's intuitive.
Interesting.
30 minutes,
Look
dude?
around that turn. Look away
The whole
from
night.
the wall. Steer in
Doom.
that direction.
The whole night, dude, like, fuck, what, dude, why?
That man is on the run with a stolen puppy. But there's more. His partner is also fleeing with another puppy. The homeowner in Hollywood grabs him by the shirt. The puppy is dropped, then scooped up. She throws a dog toy, but the thieves who are answering a puppies for sale ad get away. Still missing 2 little bulldogs.
Throughout the pandemic, dog napping has been on the rise, and some of it has been
Wait, what's wrong with these
brazen.
people?
In Houston, a man and his fiancée were walking their bulldog. Suddenly, a car speeds in reverse and stops. 2 guys jump out. Can you believe one is armed with an AR-15 semi-automatic? You can see him trying to fight off one of the bad guys until a shot rings out.
In those moments when they were shooting, you thought your life obviously was in danger.
Nobody got shot at the
Yes,
time.
very much so. I didn't want to die, frankly.
The thieves swung the helpless dog by his collar as they made their getaway. Police discovered Kirby A-OK in an alley. The suspects remain at large. In Jacksonville, Florida,
Jesus,
Rick and Kimberly
why?
Garth were shocked when a Grubhub delivery man made off with their teacup
Chad, is it making it tell these guys they can literally just adopt one? For free?
poodle named Lexi.
I don't have children. She's like my little baby.
Kimberly showed us how it all went down.
Because I was wearing my mask, I could
not
not
free.
see below me. I opened the door and I grabbed the pizza, and Lexi walked right out and I didn't even see her.
The delivery men stuffed the 10-month-old puppy into a sack and then waltzed out of the condo.
I was freaking out.
The next day, cops retrieved Lexi unharmed. Now, get this, the suspect didn't even work for Grubhub. Cops say he allegedly used a friend's Grubhub ID.
Be careful, especially during this period of COVID where we're all relying on these companies. I mean, the last thing in the world you would suspect is that they come to steal.
Grubhub says they had no knowledge the suspect was using his friend's ID, and they now both have been banned from the platform. Meantime, a woman was arrested in connection with the stolen bulldog puppies. Police are still looking for 2 male accomplices, as well as the puppies.
Feels weird, man. What's wrong with what's wrong with your life that you're stealing people's dogs, man? That seems so, that's such a low blow, dude. Okay.
Maximum gamer, no cap on a stack, get the W every time, brother.
Yeah?
XQC.
What is this? Chat, last news segment.
Why is this dog blue? That's
Hello,
what
Mr.
scientists
Cow,
in Russia
thanks
would like
for the
to
2
know,
months.
and they're looking for any wait for it.
XQCL.
Blue's clues they can find. The cerulean canine is one of several who were recently found near an old chemical factory. Despite their unusual hue, vets say they are healthy. They eat and drink as they should, and blood samples came back normal.
Why are they gonna?
The veterinary clinic where the dogs are staying is ordering more tests, including a toxicology run-up on their hair to see if they can get to the bottom of the mystery. The dogs are currently in rabies quarantine. They'll be fixed, and once they've recovered from that, they'll be available for adoption.
That looks so sad.
The clinic says it hasn't gotten any offers for the blue dogs yet, but who wouldn't want a sweet blue pet like that? This is Inside Edition Digital.
Okay, I give up. Okay. Everything chat is already scuffed today. This just that was the event or whatever that broke the camel's back. Dude, I just spilled the thing on me again. I did it again. Need any dose? Okay, I'll watch it. No shot? No, there isn't. What are you on about? I got scammed. Is this a good video? What is this?
Drama began.
Oh, it's this before. Yeah, watch this in the story in a minute. Okay, everything is spilling, chat. I'm gonna lose it. Okay, what is this?
In Mario.
What's it at? Okay, chat, guys. These videos are really pretty good. And this story makes good videos. They're actually really packed. Pac-Man. Let's give it a try. Oh, what's the warning? Video means we to have legal fair use.
The Costa Concordia. Ship of dreams. It's been 8 years.
Has it?
I can still smell the buffets from their 5 restaurants. The casino and 3-story theater had hardly been used. Ah, the gym, the day spa, the sheets in 1,500 luxurious cabins hadn't even been slept in. Costa Concordia cost $570 million to build.
Because I can't.
And you could tell.
Chat, I can't wrap my head around this. Chat, how long would it take for them to make that money back?
You could really tell.
Yes, several, like 10, 20 years.
It was just a few years ago. We had left Civitavecchia, a port in Rome, and we were making our way to Savona. It was day 2 of our 7-day journey. But that ship, she was cursed.
Oh my god.
When she premiered, the traditional bottle of champagne bounced right off the side instead of smashing.
A bad omen. But I'm not the superstitious type. Nothing could go wrong on Friday the 13th of January 2012, on the 100th year anniversary of the Titanic, on a ship that's also only safety rated for 2-compartment flooding, especially not when you have a 5-star max level captain like Francisco Scatino, a man who mysteriously rose from head of security to the position of captain within just a couple of years. He knows exactly what to do in case of an emergency. For example, when he caused this emergency in 2008, when he crashed into a port in Sicily. And in 2010, in Warnemünde, Germany, when he was steering a different ship and came into port too fast and caused another collision.
Holy shit!
I've got a good feeling about this. So let's set the scene. It's a beautiful evening. People are having fun on the slides, drinks at the bar. Antonio Magnotta is playing piano at the restaurant. Martin the Magician is setting up for his show. And the ship is setting up for a little detour. It's called a sail-by salute. Basically, you get real close to the shore and honk the horn. The locals hate it, but the customers love it, and it's a tradition. Scatino, the captain, comes into the dining hall with a lady, Dominica Samorton. Remember this face because you'll be seeing a lot of it later. Scatino eats his dinner with her and socializes for a little while. Then he, Dominica, and the maitre d' finish up and excuse themselves. They're heading to the bridge. It's time for that sail-by salute. This time, they're going to get closer than ever. Just 1,500 feet from the island of Giglio. And how are they going to determine this distance? Well, of course, the captain is going to eyeball it. Apparently it's not an uncommon thing to do. Scatino turns to the fella steering, his helmsman, Jacob Ruslibin. First interesting tidbit. Costa Crociere has hired Jacob from Indonesia at a rock-bottom price, and he's a bit of a newbie to the job. In fact, his profession hitherto, a painter and a cleaner. It's his first time steering a massive ship, and he's very excited. At least, we think he is. It's hard to tell because he doesn't speak English or Italian very well at all. Off to a good start.
Dude.
The second in command orders the helmsman to 290. Now, don't get confused by these numbers, they're just the degrees on a compass. At the same time, the captain whips out his cell phone and calls former captain Mario Palombo, who lives on the island. They chat about the safe distance to Giglio's shores. It's all very casual. Anyway, Mario says that the safe distance is between 0.3 and 0.4 miles from shore. The captain is going all in. This is not his first sail-by salute, so he's confident in what he's doing. We're going closer than we've ever been before. The captain's eyeballing it again. New heading of 300, he tells the helmsman. Downstairs, Martin is about to cut his assistant in half. And of course, that means that there's already a lady inside.
Oh, did it do magic?
She's waiting for the cue, and then she'll poke her legs out. The captain is giving more orders. Pulling gently to 310. Increase speed to 16 knots.
I love magic.
Going this fast is going to be a fatal error. But before we talk about that, let's talk about another big problem. Language barrier. Because at this point,
Chad, this has to be kind of like dramatized, right? There's no way this is, all the info there is correct one-to-one, right? Not doesn't speak English, not qualified, dude's a troll, like...
Captain says 325, but the helmsman relays 315.
Almost correct.
So the first officer intervenes, and he goes, no, 335, which is also wrong. And then the captain clarifies, no, 325. The helmsman confirms 325. Their poor communication has them moving at a much wider angle than they think they are. However, the captain should and would know this, except for the next problem, complacency about procedure. The standard procedure of a ship this large is for the third officer to give exact positional coordinates every time the captain gives a new directional order. But they're not doing that. 330, he says. The helmsman relays 330. The ship reaches 16 knots. The captain then turns to the second officer and instructs him to go to the left wing. That's these things here, and they basically exist so you can get a better view over the whole vessel. A few seconds pass, and then the mood starts to turn. Scatino notices white foam of waves breaking against the rocks directly in front of him in the distance.
The Costa Concordia, right now, is almost 700 meters closer to the rocks than it should be. Without deviation, there is going to be a direct collision.
Oh, shit!
Scatino immediately commands the ship to start turning away. 335. Not enough. The captain shouts, 340. The captain yells, 350. Now, remember how I said that accelerating to 16 knots was a fatal error? Well, that's because it's made this ship incapable of such a drastic turn. What they've got is understeer. Here's an example.
The front end is not working. You're turning, and you're just going straight. You want to go over here, but you're going to end up over here.
So despite the order of 350, right now the bow is still only pointing at 327. Not nearly enough to miss the rock. And
interesting.
It's about to get worse. That language barrier again. In these critical moments where every second counts, the helmsman wrongly relays 340. The captain snaps back, 350 starboard or we end up on the rocks. The third officer goes to assist the helmsman. Now, don't get confused by the orders from here. We're changing over to rudder instructions. The captain yells, starboard 10, starboard 20, and still it's not enough. Hard to starboard. That means as hard as it'll go. But at this point, even if they clear these rocks, they need to get the rest of the ship to swing around it. So the captain yells, midship, which centers the rudder. The bow is now less than 150 meters from Skull Rock. Port 10. But the helmsman only gets to port 5 before another order is given 2 seconds later. Port 20. They might just avoid disaster here, maybe. But then, oh no. One more time, the helmsman cocks up at the worst possible moment.
Dude.
The helmsman goes to starboard instead of port, undoing the swing. 8 seconds later, he realizes the error and corrects, but it's too late. He has just turned a probable near miss into a sure hit. All they can do now is hold on as the bow of the ship narrowly passes by the rocks. Hard to port! The second officer yells, "We're gonna hit!" Collision.
No shot. Shit, this isn't one mistake, this is like dozens stacked back to back. Guys, question. Guys, any expert in the chat, couldn't they like drop the anchor or like put full stop, full backwards, stop the ship entirely and just make it stop before anything happens? They can't do that? It's too quick.
Bad time. Downtown, Nordtown. It's day 56 of playing Russian roulette. Seems I never win.
Gonna drink all by yourself?
Somebody has to.
I hear you're a man who's good at finding folks.
Yeah, this is a real story.
Many things.
I'm looking for this fella. I got to find him. It's breaking my little heart.
I'll see what I can do. I have contacts in thousands of servers in dozens of countries across the globe. And just like that,
it takes an hour to stop.
The only thing she left was a calling card. Sometimes when you follow a case,
guys, I'll skip that.
It follows you back.
Guys, listen. I get it. NordVPN ad, Internet Historian, pack ban. Chat, I will make up for this, chat. I will.
Ad? Oh. The ship hits rocks on the port side. A 53-meter gash opens up in the hull, and thousands of tons of water begin pouring in. A loud scraping and bang is heard by all passengers. At the helm is panic. Rumblings in the dining room. Martin awkwardly pauses his act as he's helping his assistant into the box. Meanwhile, the lady inside is trapped and terrified. There's confusion across the ship. All of the crew off shift come back on duty. All officers run to the bridge. Technical crews run down to the lower decks to assess damage. On connection with the rocks, they lose propulsion and slow to 8.3 knots. And they are now adrift. Close the watertight doors at stern. Enormous volumes of water are pouring in. So much so that within 29 seconds of collision, all 6 engines stop working through flooding.
Jesus.
22 seconds later, a blackout happens. Lights, electrics, the water pumps too, everything. The captain orders the helmsman hard starboard. This is the final position of the rudder before power to that too is lost. The Costa Concordia, now without power, is drifting starboard, plunged into absolute darkness. A quick breakdown of the flooding. When the Concordia struck land, it tore open 3 watertight compartments. At first, compartment 5, which filled very rapidly. Then 6 more slowly, 4 shortly after. Then 7, 8 and 3. Modern ships are built to withstand 2 compartment breaches. These compartments especially though are a problem, because they contain the engines and the electrics. These main generators give power to the whole ship. From propulsion motors to rudder to hotel functions, pretty much everything. When they went out, the ship was a functionless, sinking cage. A few seconds later, the emergency batteries for internal lighting and communications kick on.
Big!
When the lights come back on, Martin has vanished. He's ditched the stage. And it caused a huge panic in the theatre, as passengers are trying to flee to their cabins and to muster stations. People already in their cabins come out and start putting on life vests. Staff rally and try to calm everyone down. Everything is fine. There's no need for vests. Please return to your cabins. The emergency generator starts. All of the watertight doors close except for door 12, which is jammed. The captain calls Pilon, the chief engineer, as the ship begins to list on the port side. There's water coming in? Yes, there's water. But where? The engine room. But a lot of water? Yes! There's water, you can't go down. Let's go down the other side. In a moment we'll start the pumps, I'll let you know. In the theatre, the whole magic box apparatus slides right off the stage and falls into the crowd.
Dude!
Further increasing panic. On the bridge, an announcement is being prepared.
Guys, I thought the bus was a joke. It wasn't a joke the whole time. It was real the whole time.
They are going to lie to prevent a panic. Let's just say we have a blackout. The deputy chief engineer enters the engine control room. He confirms to the bridge that at least compartments 5, 6, and 7 are flooded. Announcements are made.
We want the captain to inform you that due to an electrical fault, which is currently under control, we're currently in a blackout. Our technicians are working to resolve the situation and will inform you of developments as they occur. Thank you for your attention.
Coincidentally, at the same time in the restaurant, they're playing My Heart Will Go On, and it's very much not helping the situation. The captain calls the Costa Crisis Unit, Roberto Ferrarini. He tells the crisis unit that they've hit a rock, that they're assessing damages, and that they are also in a blackout. The crisis office says to reverse the ship up onto shore. Well, how are you going to do that? You don't have power to the rudder, let alone the engine. You know, hoist the sails? Anyway, around this time, the wind direction creates a starboard list, and the ship begins to turn anyway, drifting right back towards the shore, which is a very good thing because you want the ship to end up as close to shore as possible. A panicked passenger senses that something is off. This isn't like any electrical problem that she's ever seen. Plus, there was a massive crashing noise, and now the ship is tilting. So, she contacts her daughter in Italy. The daughter then calls the police, and the police call the harbour master. While that goes on, a conversation between Pilon and Ambrosio. The diesel is not starting. The captain asks the engine room, but where have we made contact? Thinking that the incoming water can be reduced. Captain, here everything is lost. The electrical panel, everything. They're saying at this point that the ship is going down.
What?
The
I don't get
captain
it.
calls Roberto Ferrarini again.
Guys, I'm so confused, chat. They hear a large boom and a scraping, the lights go out, the ship starts tilting and drifting, and it takes some girls to call her daughter for things to start moving in terms of
Actually,
control and whatnot.
2 compartments have been flooded, but don't worry, the ship's stability isn't in danger. Wrong. Passengers begin going to muster stations on their own initiative. The cruise director says, "We have a lot of people at muster stations that I do not want to fall overboard. Do we make an announcement to tell them to go to the lounges?" Bozio says, "I think that's best." The harbour master from Livorno calls the ship. The captain tells them that we just have a blackout. How long has this blackout been going on? About 20 minutes. Have you asked passengers to put on life vests? It's just a blackout. I've got to go. The harbour master is suspicious. He says to his superiors that he thinks something more is going on. He calls a patrol boat to the area and asks them to look at the ship. Another problem. The fan on the emergency diesel generator isn't working properly. Pilon manually has to turn the thing on and off with a screwdriver so that it doesn't overheat and cause a fire. The captain is on the phone to the lower decks, asking pointless questions, like, is it still flooded?
Okay.
Yes it is. The captain is essentially in denial of the situation. The harbour master calls again. Finally, he says, the ship is taking on water through an opening on the left side and the ship is listing. He qualifies with, no one dead or injured. The harbour master asks if he needs help. Just a tugboat? When in reality, they need a full rescue. With 3 compartments flooded, the captain finally realizes that things are really bad, and they are not going to improve. The Coast Guard orders every available ship to the scene. Meanwhile, up with the passengers, the cruise director's assistant says, everything's under control. Please return to your cabins or hang about in the lounges, no problem. She said this despite knowing it was wrong and that it further endangered lives. Most passengers at this point, though, aren't listening to this nonsense, and they're busy figuring out how to abandon ship. Bang, bang, bang,
That's
bang,
crazy.
bang, bang. Local television has already picked up the story, and they begin broadcasting live radio feed from the bridge.
Chat, she was probably trying like not to lose her job, but let's be honest, they were all gonna lose their jobs.
The passengers are going
The
on
whole
board
the whole
boats.
squad.
Okay, let them go to shore. So then general emergency? Wait, let me talk to Ferrarini. We risk the emergency generators that do not have cooling. It has cooling problems, 100 degrees. The cooling fan has stopped. Pilon calls the bridge and tells the safety officer they need to evacuate. The safety officer relays this to the captain, but after no response, he orders the engine room to evacuate on his own. The captain says, no, stay. We're leaving. So what do? General emergency? The captain tells Ferrarini that he's abandoning ship. Abandoned ship! Another announcement is made.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. The situation is under control. Please remain calm. But at this time, proceed to your muster station. They're located outside on deck 4.
The Livorno Coast Guard calls again. The
That's
captain declares distress. The Coast Guard officially calls for rescue operations. They contact Pietro Mille, the helicopter base commander, who then calls in every available pilot as he rushes down to the helicopter base. Pilon shuts down the emergency generator for the final time. The first rescue vessel arrives.
What a disaster.
By this point, the lifeboats are already going. Luckily, the ship is very close to shore. Oh, perhaps too close to shore. The ship forcefully runs aground, creating an uneven center of gravity, and it begins heavily listing starboard. The captain issues a general emergency on board. The announcement to abandon ship is finally called and alarms ring out, and with that comes panic. And now that they're listing, with many of the lifeboats too awkwardly positioned to enter the water, there aren't enough readily available and they have to start going back and forth to the shore, picking people up and dropping them off. The patrol boats report to the Livorno harbour master that the ship has run aground and is listing heavily. So the harbour master asks the captain about it, and the captain says, no, the ship is still floating. In fact, we're trying to maneuver it onto the shore. They know he's lying. Hold on, I'm reversing.
But why, though?
The captain then says to bottom out the starboard anchor. So they drop out the anchors, but let out too much chain, effectively rendering them useless. The deputy mayor of Giglio, Mario Pellegrini, and
Guys, why even lie at this point? It's tilting.
Tobacco shop owner Giovanni Rossi arrive at the harbour. They watch the scene unfold. As the first of the lifeboats arrive on shore, the deputy mayor takes the initiative and races to board one of the lifeboats, returning to the ship, and starts trying to find someone in charge. He gives up and starts helping passengers. Scatino tells everyone to leave and take radios, but not before changing out of his uniform and into a nice suit. Priorities. Dimitri Christidis and Silvia Coronica leave with him. The maitre d' and Sir Morton both get out of there. By this point, approximately 300 people are still on the ship. Mille reaches the helicopter base. The first helicopter, a slow-moving Augusta Bell, was already rising from the tarmac for the hour-long flight south. Bozio is the last crew member left on the bridge, coordinating evacuation. He then leaves to help passengers board lifeboats.
Nice.
The bridge is now abandoned. And then, the ship's black box stops working.
Oh.
Apparently there were technical problems with it. That means, from here, things are going to get a little foggy in detail. A while later, rescue helicopters arrive, but they're struggling to find the ship because they're expecting it to still be well above water.
Isn't the whole point of a black box is to record everything and there's no problem with it even if it crashes? Isn't that the whole point of it?
Passengers are scaling down the port side by ladder as lifeboats return to pick them up.
This is no joke. Oh my goodness. It was no joke anymore. Yes.
You're not allowed to make a film movie.
I'm allowed.
Shut up.
A second helicopter, a faster model, sets off. The ship stops healing and comes to a final resting place. Now the Coast Guard calls the captain because he's just learnt that the captain has abandoned ship. The captain claims, no, actually I slipped and I fell into one of the lifeboats. I'm a klutz. But now that I'm on board, I may as well head back to shore. DeFalco tells the captain to get the fuck back on board. And the captain kind of acts confused and then effectively refuses. So the captain makes it to shore. From here, we only have mainstream news reports to rely on, so it's not going to be super accurate. But they say that Giglio's police chief then finds 110 survivors on the rocks at Point Gabbianara. And among them is the captain. It's not known whether the captain helped anyone while he was there, and in fact, the police chief claimed that he just sat on the rocks and watched other people do the rescuing. A while later, a rescue boat picks up the captain and takes him to the harbour. He speaks to the police. He then finds the ship's onboard chaplain, Father Rafael Molina, and cries to him for about 15 minutes. Then he goes to the harbour master's office to receive probably the biggest dressing down of his entire life. Port authorities ask the taxi driver to take the captain back to his hotel. The captain takes the 30-second cab ride to the Bahamas hotel. According to the cabbie, he was beaten like a dog. He was cold and afraid. He only asked me where he could buy a pair of fresh socks. But then he perked right up again and gave an interview to a news crew. He told them that he was the last to leave.
The captain is usually the last to abandon ship. What happened, Captain?
We were the last to leave the ship.
Cap?
All day Saturday, rescuers search for people on the ship. On Sunday morning, a South Korean couple is found in their cabin, safe but shivering. They had slept through the crash and woke up unable to exit
What a
their
rat,
cabin.
dude.
The last survivor, Manrique, was found with a broken leg. He was the cabin's service director. In the end, 32 people died. The final body wasn't discovered until nearly 3 years later. A crew member, Russell Rebello, and it's believed that he died a hero helping passengers off the ship.
Aww.
The Costa Concordia was the largest cruise ship disaster since the Titanic. And then there's the ship. This is what happens to a 110,000-ton cruise liner when it's left half rolled over in the ocean.
Literal ghost ship. It's kind of cool though. I mean, not cool, but you know what I mean. It's kind of eerie.
But this isn't the end. It's just the halfway point. What most people know is that the Costa Concordia had crashed, many dead, and that the captain abandoned ship like a coward. But there's a whole veritable spaghetti of details to untangle. Let's dive in.
There they are. The deets.
A good one, dude. No shot.
Blue box time. The Costa Concordia was more than just a floating resort. There's a mall, a casino, cha-ching, cha-ching. This iron chest was full of safes and cash registers and expensive fittings. And there were plenty of gamers prepared to sneak by authorities and try their luck in the hot zone. Within days, police divers reported that valuable items, once seen lying around the ship, were now missing. High-end liquor, expensive furniture,
dining sets, cash from the casino, cash registers, jewelry and display cabinets, safes, Japanese woodblock prints by famous 18th century artists, as well as the iconic bell, which hung from the bridge of the ship. It was never found. Who steals a big fuck-off bell? Even the server admins were getting involved. 4 divers who were part of the company contracted to refloat the Concordia were spotted on CCTV, sneaking out to the ship. A patrol boat was dispatched, and the men were caught inside the fancy suites with rucksacks full of stolen goods. The 4 men are charged with stealing and thieving and pinching. Later on, stolen as well as legitimate items found their way to Amazon and eBay. Chips from the casino, postcards, and cabin access cards became highly sought after.
In my opinion, that's almost worse than stealing. Like, it's like kind of their job not to do it, and they should know better. And on top of that, dude, they might be stealing from people that are dead and whatnot, dude. That's just fucked, man.
It even has a watermark. Some Australian guy even made a listing for the ship itself, advertising it as buyer to collect. And although there were plenty of bidders, eBay pulled the plug. I know you want to see Scatino go to jail, and we'll get to that. But first, we have to talk about someone else.
The wife.
Dominika Samorton.
That was a close one.
There was speculation that she was on the bridge that evening because she was the captain's mistress.
Intense media speculation reports that her presence distracted the captain.
They both denied their love for years and maintained that they were just friends. Although she did later admit to the media that she found him handsome. And how could you not?
Okay, dude.
Precious when you smile. But she says there was no romantic link between them.
Some people would like to believe, they want to know I have something with him. It's more interesting. It's like, you know, some spicy in the story.
Miss Samorton also loved the spotlight, however.
Yeah.
Everyone!
Why did
and took several interviews. But as the pressure mounted upon her, she began making ominous threats to Scatino.
That's so disgusting.
Saying he must confess, and that you have but 1 week to come clean. But things from here get weird.
Spicy.
Samorton is a bit of a wild card. In a subsequent
God, she's acting like she's some sort of like Jersey Shore fucking live shows on that. Dude, people died, man.
She claimed a helicopter came to the ship well before the other rescue craft to take away a package. Huh? And what was that package? Drugs, apparently. So rumors began that the ship was running narcotics for the mafia. And not without cause. A number of cruise ships, even recently, have been caught trafficking drugs. As an aside, Scatino was tested for drugs immediately after the crash. He tested negative for drugs in his system, but trace amounts of cocaine were found in a hair sample.
Makes it smoother and less dry.
Nonetheless, the Concordia was searched and no drugs were reportedly ever found. How did we get here? Oh right, a helicopter. Samorton commented on it again the next day and said, actually, that helicopter was just for the captain as a means of evacuation from the ship. Okay, wait. So
Wasn't
she
he last
expected
to
to
leave?
get some sort of first-class rescue while everyone else was still stuck on the ship? Wait, how did we get here? Oh, right, sex with the captain. Divers were quick to head to the captain's cabin where they found Miss Samorton's lingerie and other articles of clothing as well as a makeup bag. The jig was up, but they continued denying it. Samorton mostly faded from international attention until she was told to appear before the court to present witness testimony. The judge pressed her to be truthful about their relationship, or she would be held in contempt.
Either tell me the truth or shut up.
So finally, she admitted it.
Yes, I had a sentimental relationship with the captain.
Stop.
But now, stop asking about my private life.
She was indeed the captain's lover.
What is up, Trouble Alert Nation?
Oh, no.
Scatino cheated on his wife with Mortan. Oh my god!
She and Scatino had been having an affair for several weeks. She also said that on the night she boarded, she didn't have a ticket.
Ticket, please.
And didn't need to pay because nobody questions you when you're the captain's lover. Naturally, she gave another confusing interview after leaving court.
I want to say that today is the second time I died because the first time I died in the night of the crash
with my psychological brain and problems. And today I died the second time because, of course, people find out something that I try to hide.
Subsequent to the trial, she used her fame in
Guys,
Moldova
what the fuck did she listen to?
to become a political
What is a psychological brain? I don't know what that is.
activist, often appearing on television and radio and in articles covering protests, accompanied by pictures of her being arrested by police. It was some stuff about victims of violence, women's rights,
Girl power.
yada yada yada, and interestingly, part of a push to block the sale of shares of Moldova's train network to Russia.
Sure.
Other than that, I don't really know what she's been up to. Let me just check on her Oh god, not again. Several civil suits were quickly lodged against Costa Crociere, and their parent company, Carnival Cruises, immediately saw a share drop of 23%. Passengers sought compensation for their damaged mental health, lost belongings, and loved ones.
Either they allowed him to divert from his course, or they didn't know where their billion-dollar ship was.
Within a few days, facing financial and media pressure, the CEO attempted to join the bandwagon against the captain and the crew.
That was not the ordinary route that the ship was taking.
Oh wow!
At the time, and was not only taking, but the time the ship was
claiming that the ship was not approved to deviate from the route. But that wasn't true. Approval isn't required if the ship is deviating by less than 15 miles, or that it was against company rules. Also untrue, because investigators found that they didn't have any rules about deviating route, and they tacitly encouraged sail by salutes. Now, in response to the civil suits, Costa Crociere offered passengers €11,000 each as compensation.
That's kind of small.
Yeah, that's pretty small.
€11,000, about $14,000, is the minimum compensation under international law when a ship is abandoned.
This was to reimburse them for their tickets, as well as any costs they accrued in having to unexpectedly travel home early.
And that was supposed to release them from everything?
Everything?
And anything that has to do with this accident. I cannot ask for more than this.
A lot of passengers, understandably, were not too happy with this deal, and they refused to take the money.
We think the offer is an insult. For what these poor passengers went through, we think that the compensation being offered is not commensurate.
Here, take it.
Compensation being offered is not commensurate.
Later, Costa Crociere would lodge a plea deal with
guys,
the Tuscany court.
I think it would make a bit more sense, even a little bit of sense, if they refunded the ticket plus the 11k, but I think for everything, that seems kind of a joke.
€1 million fine to avoid a criminal trial. The judge agrees. Costa Crociere is now off the hook for all criminal liability for the whole thing. They've washed their hands of the incident and flecked the residual droplets of responsibility onto the faces of 6 staff members. Passengers and relatives of the dead are livid that the company has been able to avoid criminal responsibility.
Offered is not commensurate.
Civil suits against the company continue. By the way, the residents of the island of Giglio also banded together and sought damages. They didn't get much.
It must be annoying if you live there. People are going in and out all the
passengers
time.
who refused the initial compensation of $11,000 joined civil parties against Scatino in his trial in 2015.
Is not commensurate.
They were awarded €30,000 each. Other cases, especially those involving lost relatives, are settled for undisclosed amounts.
Oh.
New York attorney Peter Renee traveled to Budapest to represent 6 real survivors of the disaster.
At Renee & Renee, we personally work on every case.
And we'll work harder than anyone to get you the most money possible in the shortest amount of time.
And while on the job, a 7th case cropped up via email. An elderly woman, Alona, said,
"Help me, Mr. Ronai, for I have lost my daughter, Eva, and my 5-year-old granddaughter, Roxana."
So Mr. Renai agreed to speak with her. However, there were some inconsistencies in her story.
Neither Eva nor Oksana were on the passenger list. Odd, but Costa is known for having stowaways.
Gotcha, bitch!
Still, Mr. Renai was suspicious. They wouldn't cheaty old Petey, would they? Renai inquired further about why she was on board, especially without a ticket. Ilona said,
Well, I don't know, but you should ask her boyfriend.
Zolt Horvath.
He'll know all the details.
I'm up all night. I'm going crazy, he said. But Mr. Renai was still suspicious. Because then she asked,
What is confusing?
How much money do you think this is worth? This is a huge red flag, Petey. In 20 years of doing this, you've never had anyone ask about money. Why now? So Mr. Renai hired an investigator and sent photos around of the missing girl. The next day, the phone rang. Oh, hoi hoi. It was the boyfriend again. Look, there's been a bit of a misunderstanding and the child isn't missing at all. Uh-huh. And then he claimed he was confused because he had done too many drugs the night before. Oh. Okay, can I speak to the daughter then? At first, he was refused. So Renai said that he'd have to file a missing persons report to the police if he couldn't. The boyfriend relented. That night, Renai met with Zolt and brought the police with him. He speaks to the granddaughter and asks her if she's seen Mum. Yeah, I saw her today. Oh, really? Yeah, we went to the park today and we went on the swings. Oh no, the jig was up. So the mum walks into the room sheepishly. It's a miracle! And the story changed again. Okay, I'm not dead, but I did injure my leg when I jumped from the ship. And then I immediately flew back to Budapest. Although don't worry about checking my leg because there are no visible marks or injuries. Old Petey, I'm beginning to think they weren't even on the boat. Also, it turns out this lady isn't her mum, it's just a neighbor. Eventually, Renee managed to make the pair confess. And then they said, hey, we haven't done anything wrong. We haven't taken any money. And in the end, it looks like there'll be no criminal punishment for the scam, because Hungary, a former communist country, has no laws against insurance fraud on the books.
The
What?
lover who never sleeps, call 1-800-6647.
Oh, that's a bad idea. Oh, that's a very bad idea.
This again.
Mario, would you teach me some Italian?
Oh, of course.
Get back on board for fuck's sake.
Okay, thanks.
Gregorio De Falco, the naval officer who shouted at Scatino to Vada a bordo caso, became a bit of a national hero overnight in Italy. He, like the rest of the world, expected Scatino to go down with the ship.
And surrender.
And when the captain chickened out, De Falco was there to admonish him. And when he stopped answering the radio,
Jammer.
He called him on his cell phone to continue putting him on blast. When the captain first reported just a blackout, De Falco didn't believe the story and immediately began preparing a rescue effort, which likely saved several lives. His actions were applauded by most Italians who were tired of their public servants being corrupt and avoiding responsibility. Accordingly, shirts sporting Vada a bordo caso were being printed by the end of the week, others setting it as their phone's ringtone. But then, in September 2014, without warning, De Falco was transferred to an admin role in the Coast Guard.
Hear what I said? You've been demoted.
De Falco said that he had been passed up for promotion, that he had also not been told which admin office he was even being transferred to, and that it all effectively cancelled 10 years of his career. De Falco was tres furioso, and there was public speculation that it was owing to bad blood between himself and Admiral Delano, his former boss. His status among the public overshadowed his superior in many ways. On the other hand, his boss said, no, it's part of a normal career progression for naval officers and that he must show more maturity and professionalism to advance his career. Now, it's hard to know what's true in office politics, so let's leave that alone. And anyway, in 2018, De Falco said buenas noches, ya later, to the Italian Navy to become a politician. In March that year, he was elected to the Italian Senate, serving as a member for Livorno. He still serves there today.
I'm the captain now.
Just clap.
The day after the disaster, Schettino was taken into custody by police and underwent questioning. However, it was clear that this would not be a straightforward investigation. So the judge released him under house arrest at his home in Sorrento, a town in Napoli. By July of that year, the house arrest was relaxed and he was allowed within this general area. While under house arrest, he wrote a book with this journalist from Rai magazine. I have no idea what it says, I don't speak Italian. But goddammit, he must have some kind of charisma going on, because there's been a lot of speculation in the press that he had an affair with her as well.
You can't keep getting away with it!
Hold on, I got it. Not content with abandoning his ship, this dude is determined to abandon his wife as well. So, Schettino and 5 others are facing criminal charges. Straight away, everyone lodges a plea bargain with the court, and all of those plea bargains are accepted, except for Schettino's. And the condition of everyone's reduced sentences are that they must provide witness testimony against Schettino.
He touched
Fucking
me.
do it.
Ciro, Jacob, and Silvia were all given suspended sentences. Roberto and Manrico are able to opt for community service or house arrest. Not a bad deal.
A good deal. Good deal.
And that meant that Schettino was now all on his own. Ciro, the first officer, was the first to give his testimony. On the witness stand, he claimed that Schettino was distracted by his mistress and other guests on the bridge. That there was confusion over who was in command. Then it was Jacob's turn, and he said Lamau XD, because he didn't actually bother with his testimony or his reduced sentence. He just fled the country. It took authorities 12 months to eventually track him down on the outskirts of Jakarta. And when they said, "Oi, we still want that witness testimony," he just scalped again, and he hasn't been found since. After that, Ferrarini gave his testimony, then look, we don't have time
How
to
is this
relitigate the whole
real?
trial, so let's just go straight to the verdict. Guilty! Schettino was found guilty of multiple manslaughter, causing a shipwreck, abandoning ship, and lying to authorities. He is sentenced to 16 years and 1 month in prison. But wait, there's still the appeals. The appeals trial begins. And the verdict on the appeal? Surprise! Rejected! So Schettino's lawyers appealed again. And the verdict on the final appeal?
Schettino made multiple attempts to secure a plea deal but was denied by the prosecution each time. The prosecution called for Schettino to be sentenced to 26 years in prison, calling the incident a Titanic affair.
Oh, okay, I see what you did there.
Schettino was not present. His lawyers stated that he was waiting
26?
outside of the jail for the ruling, so that if his plea was rejected, he could immediately start serving his sentence. And with that,
This is literally like
5
GTA.
years and 4 months after the disaster, he was finally in a cell.
I will not be making any comment.
Oh, that hurt.
Well, that was a disaster. Okay.
The salvage operation was enormous. It took over 2 years and cost an estimated $1.2 billion. Beginning in early 2012, they first spent 2 months pumping fuel from the ship's tanks. At the same time, they had to pump seawater in so that the balance wasn't affected and the ship didn't slide around. In early 2013, a platform was built under the ship to prevent it from falling further. Sponsons were then attached to the sides of the ship and cables attached to the underwater platform. The sponsons were then dragged
What a
under water
disaster.
and opened up to allow the ocean to fill them. The ship could then roll over properly. By late 2013, the ship was upright once more. The sponsons were then attached to the side of the ship to help keep it balanced. It now rested partially above water and crews could walk around safely. By July 2014, the water was removed from the sponsons and compressed air was pumped in to lift the ship. And it was ready to cruise again. This time to a port in Genoa. It was a 4-day towing journey to the docks where a 2-year process of dismantling and recycling would begin. That same weekend of the towing, Schettino was busy. He was the guest of honor at a white party on an island in the Bay of Naples. He appeared on the front page of a local newspaper, flanked by 2 of Italy's most eligible bachelorettes.
Oh, that's good.
Anyway, So these are the things that I remember from the Costa Concord.
Dude, I actually like the way they put the ship back upright.
Maiden of the sea.
It's kind of cool engineering, man.
And as for you, little fella.
What was your YouTube channel called? It's called Internet Historian. And he has this big ad for NordVPN, Pagman, Internet Historian, NordVPN, Code Juicer.
Well, it's time to return you.
Back on the sea.
You came.
Pagman.
What is this?
This on the pre-stream. I'm actually going
It was
to
my
be
birthday on
reacting
Tuesday,
to a
and
build
I.
from
Happy birthday,
someone
man.
who didn't follow all the instructions. XQC, prominent Twitch streamer, apparently attempted to build a computer. I believe it was yesterday on stream. I have not actually watched the stream, but apparently it didn't go well. I'm going to show him and the rest of you how to build a computer right now. And then after this, I'm going to sit down and watch it. We're going to do a little reaction video. If the video sucks, we're just not going to release it. If it's good, we'll upload it. And I've never really done...
Guys, I have to be honest, chat, guys. I don't mean timeline saying shit like this. This stream kind of sucks. I kind of feel bad because the video might suck just because of it. There was a couple good mistakes, like thermal paste, like, I don't know.
Like a reacting to someone else's thing video?
Guys, it's all because of the case. All the things that came from the... If it wasn't the case's fault, most mistakes would have been avoided, dude. The thermal paste wouldn't have overflown and scraped off. The GPU would have fit in because we didn't have to put the radiator on the side. It would have been all fine, dude. Well, the case was fine. It's just the website said it was fine, man, but it wasn't.
6 months Peplav.
Compatibility worked. The only problem was... just forget it. Okay, guys, it's the case fault. It's the case's fault. Okay, chat. That was a long video, chat.
There was a drum.
Okay, what else is going on in the world, chat? Guys, I don't want to be too much of a react. What is this?
Brad 7. Yes.
Holy shit!
XQC.
Yo, Mercy, you're crazy! 15,000 misses. Prevent loft thermal paste. Yeah, it's the thermal paste is because of this thing. That was cool. They look like electrical fire, dude.
Pagman FB, catch him open.
Okay, what was this?
Dramatic rescue attempt in Syria earlier this week.
Some more bits.
A 4-year-old girl fell down a well, and responders had to figure out how to get her out. It happened in the Syrian city of Al-Bab. Members of the neutral Syrian civil defense, known as the White Helmets, came to her aid. They rigged up a mechanism to lower a man named Asaf al-Asaf into the hole.
Jesus.
Watch as he tries to negotiate the tight spot and locate the little girl, named Samaya. Finally, he hears her cries. He tells her not to be scared. Help is here. Then he scoops up the child and comforts her as he brings her to the well entrance. She's heard asking for her doll. Rescue team members lower a rope and pull them up. The whole operation took about an hour. Samaya was given first aid and reportedly and thankfully was not injured. This is Inside Edition Digital.
Very nice. See, guys, actual good news. Big Pog. Okay, what about Reddit? Is it good? We can watch it. XQC building is new PCB like. Okay, this is gonna be dumb, I can already tell. Okay, good one, dude. Guys, it's not only for balloons.
On the pre-stream.
Yeah, we just saw this. What else? What else? What else? What else? Among Us, Minecraft, must have been hit your head pretty bad. Put on your snapback, dude. We're going to top 100. Okay, good one. Oh, that's a cool picture, though. I actually like this picture. This is actually one of the cool ones. Cool picture. Jungle Juice Store. I render. What is this? I don't get it. Oh, this is kind of cool though. That's pretty nice. Building PC like. Is this The Verge? Okay, it wasn't that bad. Guys, before it all went wrong, it wasn't even that bad. Also, I told you guys, dude, that I didn't want to do a PC building stream. I only did it because people complain like some hoes for weeks, man. I didn't want to build on stream because I knew there was gonna be problems. I had to take my time, dude. PSU case. I might just use this case instead. Because I might just debuild this computer. But I could just do that. Guys, it's gonna take a while for the new guys to get in, right? This is cool art though. I like this a lot. Well, I don't like the case anyway. It's whatever. True Michael. This can only happen with you, I swear. Cut the GPU in half so it fits. GTX 1545. Okay, man. Good one, dude. When your local Joy dealer offers you to build your new PC. Okay. Well. This is what 3 days with no stream feels like. Well, we had streams just a little bit shorter, that's all.
As the adage says, you give a poor man a fish and you feed him for a day. You teach him to fish. You give him. No.